This meeting is being recorded.
Okay, folks, we're a party of three, and
All
this
right.
is being recorded for the people that show interest and request a copy of um, the meeting. So, what the Restore the Republic? We are trying to present three solutions. These three solutions come from 90 days or the winter of 2023 research and interviewing liberty, freedom, patriot groups. You might have a solution and you can definitely offer it up or talk about it, but we're trying to address with what research and networking. And as we have three people on the call, that's the real problem is people connecting and showing up to save, to restore the republic. And it is that lack of urgency, or let's just go ahead and go over the three solutions that are being presented here tonight. I'm gonna address them and kind of go through them and ask you folks to ask questions, okay? So
All right.
the important thing is to understand where we are as state citizens and national citizens or U.S. citizens. And in doing so, I mentioned de facto, which is by force, and de jure, of the people. So we are presently involved in living with a by force government, and that happened in 1867 during the Reconstruction Act.
Yeah.
And the 14th Amendment is when the state citizens were transformed into U.S. citizens, and our states' rights were grossly abused and ripped away from us. So you have to decide what camp and what theory or what interpretation of history you want to exist in. And let me explain that. Our first topic is remonstrance, redress, petition. And that is working with the de facto. That is creating a petition that goes to the state House and Senate. And in each state constitution, they have a article or they address it. They talk about it. And John Gentry, who you might sing the links, he's out of Tennessee. And he is preparing to release a term limit petition to go to the judges and the legislature and the executive, being the sheriffs.
Good.
And he needs some help with contacting the Liberty, Freedom, Patriot groups of Tennessee and making sure that they're aware of it and that they sign the petition. And the 2.5%, 1%, 3% to 4%, these are percentages of participation. We send out, an invite of 10 people and we got 3 people, or 13.
Yeah.
So we're not even at 1%. And during the Revolutionary War, there was about 3% of the colonists that did fight. It wasn't all hands on deck. And people really don't understand that because we are conditioned, we are programmed, but also we didn't live back then. Okay. So we really have to address the numbers and the participation and the activity. Tonight's roundtable on how to restore the republic is to explain solutions and not just get into the problems. But the solution is one is being this remonstrance redress petition. So with the use of this instrument or this petition, the House and Senate has to publicly read it on the floor of both House and Senate. And
Yeah, I'll just add something there, Michael. Yeah, and the RRP is a lot better than going out and just like protesting like that. That doesn't get anything done. This is actually addressing it. They have to listen to you and put a petition, so it's not just screaming outside the White House and like demanding things, because they just ignore that. So this is actually a more professional tool that we can use to at least get it. If they don't listen, at least it's a legal record, that.
Good.
So, yeah. So go
very
ahead.
well put.
Yeah.
Very well put. It's lawful and legal, and it's something that is recorded, and it's evidence. And the way I look at it is we are witnesses to crimes, okay? And we need to use our own evidence. And protesting and dealing with mega this and Capitol riot that, well, the Federalists want you to engage with the Federalists, not the states' rights. And that's why you have to go to your state, or you have to assist in someone else's state if your state is not as strong. For example, I'm in West Virginia, and West Virginia has a lot of federal employees. West Virginia has a lot, if you're not a federal employee, you're dirt poor. So I'm currently in the state of Texas, working with TAR, Texas American Republic. And that is the second solution. And I'm going to run through the solutions and then really open it up, because it's a party of three here. So we understand. Thank you. We understand the de facto. If you want to deal with the current people in charge, you use the remonstrance redress petition, House and Senate. And then you can use that instrument to then have the legislature correct the judicial, the legislature correct the executive. And so this tool was to have your elected representative take action. And if they don't take action, then ask them to resign. And because you have a petition that they did not take action on, you have created the evidence, and therefore you can pursue them to resign. Okay. And you have to make people understand this and show the logic and show the function of it, because you can't vote harder. We can't vote our way out of this. We have to use petitions to address and to witness wrongs and crimes, and then deal and have Constitution sheriffs go ahead and ask the legislatures before a criminal complaint is filed.
Yeah, and me and Michael, we actually have a survey, a PDF for a questionnaire that you can send to your sheriff to see if if he actually is a constitutional sheriff already. So if people want that, we can send that to them.
That's great.
Yeah. Yep.
And another good point with that is, Autumn, have you ever thought about running for office, not to get elected, but to get your policy plank platform exposure?
Yeah.
Not really. No.
Okay.
No, I've never thought of running for office.
Well, John Gentry is highly promoting that he really he's ran twice. One was for governor of Tennessee under under independent. And then he's trying to get a go at Constitution Republican.
Oh, yeah.
And you have to too, because it was independent. Usually, independent candidates never win, so you have to
Yeah, they're
you have to
never,
play
yeah.
the game. That I do. Yeah, I think it's what Ron Paul did too. That was something. He was more of an independent, but he ran as a Republican. So, but
Mhm.
yeah, and yeah, and definitely Michael with his Gentry actually has even ways of getting a larger audience and spreading your message on Facebook. He knows if you're. I think he said if you're a political candidate, you get, I think you can advertise your message more than if you had a regular community account. So yeah, that is, he does have some good points on that. Yeah, so.
Oh, good.
That is correct. And that's really the knowledge and the connection or the networking that we're doing here tonight. And uh, that's if you want to work within the de facto and run for office. Okay. But you're
Mhm.
running for office to get your petition heard. That's really
Oh,
what he's doing. Okay.
Yeah, you don't even have to win, just
oh,
get it out there. Yeah, and then
oh,
it's
that's really, I really like that.
yeah, yeah.
And the one thing that you have to be careful with safety and security. So we've seen a lot of crazy stuff go on, and that's why by first addressing your sheriff, that is the relationship you need to develop. And if that
Mhm.
person is not a strong sheriff, is a corporate sheriff, then you have to develop a security team and that has your back and documents and potentially is just providing security for you at events and that's how bad things have gotten. But also keep in mind, back in colonial days, they offered beer at the precincts, at the voting precincts.
Oh,
Okay.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah,
How about that?
that'll get them voting there.
Yeah.
Yeah, we haven't really seen just the shenanigans and the malarkey that took place back at the founding fathers or the first, several decades of it and so forth. So just understand that the fight about voter ID, where Mexico has voter ID, India has voter ID,
Jeez. Oh my God.
we
Yeah.
don't.
Yes.
And it's,
That's
it's
ridiculous. Yeah.
right, it's beyond political. And that's
Yeah.
where the petition to have voter ID and anybody against it asked to resign. And
Yeah.
for
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm down here in Texas, and there's a program called ACP, Affordability Connectivity Program. And you have to be on some kind of government assistance or low to mod income.
Mm.
And I have seen more Texas identification cards um, ever in my life because
Yeah.
don't have a car. So
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
have a driver's license. Why would
Yeah.
they take the test?
Yeah. They said it was, I think during that the Trump election, they were saying it was racist to ask for for the
Yeah.
ID or something. And I was like, give me a break, like I don't know how that's racist, but yeah, it's crazy.
So if they're getting a government assistance, they have the ID is the story there. Okay. So enough is enough. They can
Yeah.
get IDs to get the services, to get the free stuff. They can get an ID to vote. So that's one thing. Okay.
Mhm.
And then
That's like Woodrow Wilson, basically. It's the same thing they did. I think it was Eastern Europeans that didn't know the country, and they flooded them in to vote Democrat because the Democrat Party was suffering. So so they were like, well, we need more people. So this is exactly what they're doing. They're just flooding all these voters and to
Yeah.
overwhelm the population here. So yeah.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
okay, does anybody have any questions about remonstrance redress petition?
No, I don't think so yet.
I'm pretty. I think I've asked you as many questions as I could. I think I'm pretty well schooled on it. So far, I'm sure I could learn more though.
Well,
And you'll also be sending information too. So just think,
Yes.
what I didn't catch.
Yeah, we sent all the audience send an emailed overview of some, links, YouTube videos, and
Oh, good,
for
okay.
the tool RRP and reestablishing estates too.
Yeah, because I'll really have to get myself familiarized, because this is very interesting.
Yeah.
And I would suggest, Autumn, since you're the one on the call, we need to develop some kind of follow-up. And after you hear the 3 solutions, you got to determine what's in your heart and your soul. Because I've spent time explaining the de facto, and your meeting will end in 10 minutes is what and we had 40 minutes, so we're at 7:31 right now. So let me just kind of go into the du jour of the people, and that is reestablishment of state by declaration. North Carolina did it in 1997, and Texas did it in 2019. But it's a small group of people, a contingent of state citizens. We're talking about a dozen in each state, maybe 15. But they have filed the paperwork to the Secretary of State, to the president at the time, and so forth. So they are aware. Now,
Clock
some,
Sorry, yeah, do you want me to mute?
okay.
Oh, sure, I'll mute. Let me see.
All right. So with that being said, that's another. We're running out of time and so forth, Autumn. So I'm going to just kind of put the 3 things in front of you, and then you get with Kurt on which one is interest to you. Okay.
Okay. Sure.
The thinking is you need to start to talk to North Carolina and Texas people first, and offer support with them and get to know what happened with them, and then eventually bring Oregon online, or Oregon.
Yeah, well, that should be a toughie. That's going to be a toughie, but it will be worth it.
Yeah.
One would think. So I can, and where I am, well, maybe let me explain the third one. So then the third one, but first get this image in your mind. Right now, you're in the frying pan with de facto, okay? And you jump out of the frying pan into the fire when you say, oh, I'm a state national. I'm a sovereign citizen. I am not I don't join North Carolina, or I don't claim loyalty to North Carolina or Texas. So you people in Oregon and us people in West Virginia, we don't have a reestablished state body politic with governor that actually does pay taxes. Okay. So they have treasury, and they use silver to pay taxes, not a fiat currency. Wow. Okay. That's very important there. Okay. Just like with John Wick.
That's good. Yeah. That's a good story.
Precious metals is how you pay your taxes for a reestablished state. The third is common law courts. Now, if you don't have a reestablished state, as John Anworth would say, it does you no good. But there are large amount of people, and you'll see the links that I've developed in Texas and Tennessee, that common law courts, and I'm sorry to say that they don't have a safe harbor to operate in. Okay, the people that are working with reestablishment, they do not get into the courtroom. They make a response and they file, but the courts, once they're challenged on jurisdiction and challenged on their authority, they cease and desist, or they keep it limbo or an open. So this
and just so everyone knows, we're not like, we don't believe in I don't agree with everything John Answorth says, but basically the basic points of his tools that he's talking about. So even if we don't totally agree on his politics. The tool that
Mhm.
he's talking about is important. So just so
Oh,
people know,
good.
because so yeah, just wanted to put that out there. Yeah, so
Okay.
And I think we use the word tool, and part of this is solutions. So
yes,
the
yeah,
tool
solutions.
is the solution, and you have multiple angles you can run. I would say two at a time, being de facto and de jure. But with the common law courts, you can't set up a common law court without a reestablished state, in my
Okay.
experience, believe. Okay. And
Hmm.
the problem is that um, tunnel vision, or my way or the highway. So when people once they find a solution, they really have a death grip on that solution. And
Yeah.
that's what my
Yeah.
It's like the it's like when the Indians, I think Tecumseh, I think his name was, he tried to get all the tribes together to fight the white man, and they wouldn't get together, and then that's why they probably could have.
Yeah.
Yeah, so not getting together is a problem in history. So
Yeah.
yeah, so I definitely agree on that. Yeah.
Okay, we got 4 minutes left. So
Mhm.
any questions?
Um, it's hard for me to ask questions yet. And I mean, once I go over the stuff more, then I'll familiarize myself. But from what I hear, this is really interesting, and I'm interested in finding out more.
Okay. And you see that there are 3 solutions being presented to you. There might be other ones: state constitution, militia, um, citizen, martial law liaison. There's some
Oh, yeah.
things out there, but they have more, I guess, conspiracy theory and or just very aggressive stuff. So
Yeah.
where we got to go with this is we got to get more people, and we got to talk to one another. And in sharing this recording, I feel like this recording is not the best, because
Yeah.
we just are trying to present 3 solutions. But if people don't take the time and go through stuff, I guess I got to hear back from Autumn, and well, we can't just data dump on you either. We got to go through exercise. You got to go. There's got to be a model, and just say, how do you eat an elephant one bite at a time? And that's something Kurt and I can work on.
Mhm.
But I guess we're concerned, and Kurt, you tell me if I'm wrong. We, we got to work with people that want to work, okay? And this is not a professional visitor. This is not lecture time. We really have research. We have swarm,
Yeah,
and
we got to actually put some action in it. Yeah, there's got to be some real action. Yeah, not just talking about it. Yeah, but it starts talking about it. But yeah, we got to get some.
Well, I really like the word that you're using, solution, because I really get tired of hearing problems and no solutions. So
Yeah,
I appreciate that.
Oh, thank you.
it's true.
Thank you. And that's why we developed this, or that's what winter 2023 was, to find consensus amongst the liberty freedom groups, patriot groups. And there was no consensus. There was these 3 solutions. And it's important to have every conditioned and programmed American state citizen realize these 3 solutions and have them unpack, break it down, learn more about what solution really fits them that they can get behind. And I don't believe in the 14th Amendment was about U.S. Citizenship. I want to work with the de facto. That's too aggressive. Okay, it's going to cut off because it's 1 minute.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, well, I'll say thank you then, and I'll see you the next time.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you, Michael. Yep.
You're quite welcome.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, hopefully, we can next time we can get more people, but at least got an introduction, and like you say, you have a recording of it, so at least we can share it. Maybe people will be more interested in it if they.
I'll try
wanna
to
join
spread
or
the word
something.
with who I know.
And
Okay, awesome.
yeah, we should work on really the survey of what are you interested in. Well, I don't know what I'm interested in until I get aware of it. So there's some things we need to work on it for sure.
Yeah.
Yep.
yeah.
A good start.
All right. Well, thank you very much, all.